Over the past 15 years, climbing has changed dramatically. Each year we see new athletes, new innovations and a shift in culture, and this year will be no different. I wanted to put thoughts to paper and share my 2026 climbing predictions. From comp climbing to rocks to culture, 2026 is gonna be big. Today I want to talk about my climbing predictions for 2026. This is a video that I've seen done in other genres, but I haven't actually seen anyone do it for climbing, so I thought it'd be interesting if we deep dive into what could happen this year. I want to cover everything from comps to outdoors to general kind of predictions. I also asked my followers on my Instagram what their predictions are for 2026, so I want to walk through them as well. Grab yourself a cup of tea, join the conversation in the comments sections, and let's get cracking with these 2026 predictions. To start with, I want to talk about comp climbing. Now, I think this could be a really interesting year for climbing because there's no World Championships and no Olympics. And those are kind of the big events that normally people have to go to get funding. But because those aren't happening, there's so much room for random things to go on. So my first comp climbing prediction for 2026 is that comps are getting spiced up. Now, over the past few years, IFSC have tried to make the bouldering format more TV-able, is that the word? More suitable for TVs. For example, the Olympic final format, finals now have 2 climbers on at once rather than just the one. We also have the split gender and the competitor numbers have changed. But I think, let's be real, it's not really doing it, is it? Speed climbing is the most popular discipline with non-climbers to watch because of the drama, because of the excitement. So I think this year everyone's going to realise that comp climbing needs to get spiced up, and they're going to spice it up. Now, this is something that we've already seen beginning to happen. So last December, there was the announcement that the Pro Climbing League was starting. And if you haven't heard already, this is a new competition that's being launched by Charlie Bosco. And it's gonna have what sounds like a race between the boulderers, but it's on hard boulders. So there is still gonna be the difficulty aspect. And I think this is just the first of many changes that we'll see happening to competition climbing to make it more exciting, to make it more palatable to a non-climbing audience. Even at a local and regional level, I've seen a few other things that are starting to come about. So there's, I think EP have launched the Titan series or something like that, and what they're doing for this is setting the boulders on the Titan wall, which is the standardized Olympic wall, and then they're going to set the exact same boulders at different walls across the globe, so you can compete against not just your own regional climbers, but the global climbing scene. I think that's pretty cool. Even yesterday I went to a competition that had climbing bingo. Like, people are bored of 10, 7, 5. We need like bingo, we need climbing lottery. Stuff like that, I think, is going to happen a lot more, and we're going to see it start popping up, not just on a global level, but also at a regional level. My second prediction is kind of the similar vibe, but I think weird is back. And you might be thinking, what do you mean by weird? Well, let me explain. So, we've seen a lot of volumes, we've seen a lot of jumps, we've seen a lot of triple coordination paddle dynos. This is cool, but this is all about testing the athlete. I think that we can push the boundaries of the environment more. Think British Championships 2022, I think, when they stuck children's soft play foam onto one of the qualification boulders. Now, I don't know if we'll see it being this extreme, but I think there is a lot of room to start including elements that either spin, things that are dangling, like maybe rope swing, punch bags, anything that's interesting. Now, people might say, oh, volumes, paddle dynos, they're already taking it too far. We've gone too far from the essence of climbing. And I agree, sticking a punch bag onto a wall no longer replicates rock climbing. But at the end of the day, indoor climbing is now its own sport. The athletes that dominate in outdoors, like Will Bosey, are completely different to the athletes that dominate in comp climbing, like Serato. And at the end of the day, it's pulling on artificial pieces of plastic that someone screwed onto a wall. Why can't we just pull on a piece of foam? Why can't we pull on a piece of rope? My opinion is that this would definitely get the community talking about it. I think it would add excitement. I'm all for it, but let's hope it happens. Might not. We'll have to wait and see. My third prediction, which is kind of the complete contrary to my second prediction, is that ratty crimps are back. Now, as a Brit, kind of love this one. I think that, yeah, everyone knows you can do a jump, everyone knows that you can hold volumes. Can you do a one-arm pull-up on an 8mm edge? Let's find out. We did actually see this in, I think, European Championships 2024. Men's semi-finals or finals, there was this block that was basically just ratty crimps. And I think people liked it. I liked it. The thing is that if everything becomes like a crazy spectacle of dynamicism? Oh, you know what I mean. If everything's jumpy, we need the contrast. We need the ratty crimps. We need the old school stuff, because that's what's going to make it interesting. It's not all one way or the other. It's the combination. Now, my next prediction is that 2026 is the year of clear no text panels. Now you might be thinking, what is a clear no text panel? Well, let me explain. So in my mind, a clear no text panel is a section of wall that you can see through. You can stand on it, but it's slippy. Now, there's a few reasons why I think this is coming. One, there has been a trend towards things being more shiny and more clear over the past few years. First, the introduction of dual text, then the introduction of no text, and now we have the clear see-through holds. This is a clear trend line in my mind. The only way that they can go more clear and more shiny is by introducing clear panels into the wall. This also has media benefits. Think of the photos. Right? You've got Adam Ondra pulling hard on his ratty crimp boulder, and the camera angle is just Adam Ondra's face. Well, actually, it won't be Ondra anymore because he's not doing bouldering. Well, they could have it in lead, but I just think it'd be great. So this is my prediction for 2026. I really hope it happens, partly because wouldn't it be so cool to predict something like that? And two, because I think it would actually add another level of drama to the competitions. Okay, and my final prediction for comp climbing is a bit of an optimistic one. I think that IFSC/World Climbing will finally fix their split screen issues. Now, this is potentially my boldest claim yet, but I think they need to sort it. They need to sort it. If they do not sort it, it's not gonna go well for them. Let's move on now to rocks. I don't fully keep up with what's going on outside, so I don't have too many predictions, but I do have one. And that is that we will get the first V18. And you might be thinking, oh, Louise, we already have a V18. What we have there is a super hard trad route. I think that Exodia is going to be given a trad grade, because let's be real, is it really a boulder if it has a knee bar in the middle of it? Controversial, maybe, but I want to see a V18 with no knee bar, ideally less than 12 moves. Now, culture. Over the past few years, we have seen climbing massively grow in popularity and gain traction within popular culture. This spans things from more people going bouldering after work, it's very much a corporate hobby now, to things like climbing being featured in Vogue. My prediction for 2026 is that climbing shoes will be released as streetwear. Now this might sound crazy, but I do think it makes sense. I do think it's a natural progression. We've already got, down jackets as footwear. Shout out North Face, these are sick. But imagine this, right? You take off your Dragos because you finish your climbing session and you put on what effectively looks like a pair of higher shoes and walk home in them. original climbers, this is going to seem ridiculous. This is going to seem not cool at all. But think about it. If you have climbing streetwear shoes, everyone's gonna know that you do climbing. And I think this is exactly what people want. This is why people clip their climbing shoes on the outside of their bag when they're going into the office. It's because they need people to know that they do bouldering. And having streetwear shoes that look like climbing shoes would be an ideal way to do this. If any designers at Gucci or Vogue do need some advice on that one, hit me up. Okay, now this is a general prediction. So my general prediction is it stops being cool to be injured. I feel like, especially on the internet at the minute, there's all these memes. Just me off for my 6th day in a row at climbing while I've got my finger injury. Okay, great, but please just see a physio. Please just see a physio. If you can't afford to go to a physio, just go on that climbing Reddit forum and like get some advice from random people. Might not be the best idea, but just please, it's not going to be cool to be injured anymore. It's going to be cool to be rehabbing. Okay, controversial, but I do want to talk about speed climbing. So speed climbing has obviously been getting faster over the past few years, especially since it got into the Olympics. The last Olympics was the first time that we've seen speed climbing exist as its own discipline, which dramatically increased times. But even since the Olympics, we've still seen that increase happening. Indonesia, for example, are secret powerhouses. If you're kind of on speed climbing Instagram, you probably get the videos where it's just like, oh, another 10-year-old kid running 5 seconds. What? So this is something that is going to continue. And I would like to put some times on it for prediction's sake. So I think women's, we're going to see sub 6. And men's, I think we're going to see sub 4.6. So that wraps up speed climbing. Now, I did ask my Instagram followers what their predictions are for 2026. Remember, if you want to feature in this video next time, you can follow me on Instagram. Someone said, Jan, you'll win something. Now, I'm not a genie, but I would put a lot of money on that one. Ooh, another prediction is that outdoor competitions come back, and I think it could happen. I think it's more likely to be outdoor competitions on artificial structures, such as like the Red Bull Bridge thing, because I do think with the rise in popularity of climbing, there is more concern about like rock ethics and if this volume of people should be climbing on rocks because they are getting damaged. So I would say, yes, I agree with that one. But I don't think it will be outdoor competitions on real rocks. Okay, someone said more board comps, and yes, I would agree that this is gonna become more popular. This is something that I've seen starting to pop up in London. I did one last year in Newcastle, but yes, I would agree that board comps will continue. Another one is first female V17 ascent. This would be cool. This would be really cool. And I think that it could happen. Oh, maybe that would be a good prediction actually. First V17 that's climbed initially by a woman. FA woman V17. I think that is actually, maybe not this year, but I think that could happen because men and women climb differently. There is absolutely boulders that are going to be harder for men. So maybe not this year, but I can see that happening past 2026. And first female ascent V17, yeah, definitely. Someone said V18 gets downgraded to V16. Now, I don't want to call it, but I can see it happening. Someone just says, I'll quit. Don't quit. You've got this. Stay strong. Remember, 2026 is the year where being injured is no longer cool, so just sort your injuries, stay in it. You've got this. Oh my gosh, someone says people will succumb to socks with climbing shoes. And yeah, I'm worried. This could happen. Apparently it's already a thing in Japan. Hannah Morris says projecting their kids' VV circuit is so in vogue. Get well soon, honestly. If you haven't watched her video, by the way, on her injury, it's a video with Mammoet. I would highly recommend going watch it. It's 25 minutes and I watched the whole thing in full, and I was genuinely so amazed with her perseverance, but also just her eloquence. Even when she was in the depth of like her hospital stay, her journal entries were so well written and just fully captured the experience. So I mean, if you're watching this video, you've probably already watched it, but yeah. Very specific, but Adam Ondra is going to win Lead World Cup in Prague. Yeah, I can see that happening, as long as it doesn't get cancelled for the weather again. Let's hope not. Now this is rogue, but someone has said Erin McNeice speed gold. I know you're thinking this is unrealistic, but I'm just saying it comes from a trustworthy source, so we could see it. And let's finish with this one. Market crash. So there is actually some reasonable backing to this, I would say. Over the past few years, especially this year, it's been shown that climbing is not really growing at the rate that it was back in 2024. If we get deep about it, I do think that this is an economy thing. People don't have the money to go and spend a ton on climbing every month. Less people can probably afford to have that one-off session. However, I don't think that there will be a market crash. I predict that we will actually see more people relying on climbing. If you get a membership, it's maybe £50 a month, not super cheap, but not super expensive. Climbing is the perfect third space in my opinion. And this is one thing that I do actually think walls should consider. You're not just selling a climbing membership, you're selling a social space, you're selling maybe a cafe, somewhere that people can hang out with their friends, make new friends. So I do think that market crash won't happen, but that walls need to adapt to the potential of a changing market. And this could be things like having more social nights, having more events that aren't specifically climbing related. Maybe it's like a movie, maybe they put on things that are cheap, that are free, but that really foster that community. So if you're a wall, please do that, because climbing has got to become bigger than just climbing in order to survive in this state of the economy, really. At least that's my opinion. You might disagree. If you do, love to hear why. Please comment below. Okay, so wrapping up now, that was my 2026 climbing predictions. I'm gonna list them out on the screen now so that at the end of the year, I can go back to them and see, did they actually happen? Did they happen? Was I a genius, or was I completely wrong? Let's see. Let me know what you think. Maybe you agree with some of mine, maybe you completely disagree, maybe you want to add your own. Let's have a chat in the comments, because I think that's a fun way to do it. And if you're not already subscribed, then please do. I post videos every second Sunday, sometimes more frequently, so I would really appreciate that. See you next time.
Kind of, yeah, we have to leave in